tell it, John couldn't spell it, but John couldn't write it all down. He talked about a city, a great land of plenty, where never anyone would grow old. He told about a land made without a human hand. He looked upon the street of pure gold. He said he saw the water flowing from the Father. His eyes beheld a beautiful light. He told me just enough to make me look up, longing for that heavenly light. Even John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, John couldn't write it all down. He must have known a little baby from no vocabulary was broad enough to spell it all out. He tried to tell the story, to share a little glory, to talk about the heavenly crown. Even John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, John couldn't write it all down. About a heaven where sins were forgiven. He said he heard a voice from above. To all that overcometh, God will dwell among us, never knowing nothing but his love. With a goal and be to measure, a paradise of treasure, the city was a perfect four square. The mind of mortal man can never comprehend the Lord, how I wanna go there. John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, John couldn't write it all down. He must have gone a little weary from no vocabulary was broad enough to spell it all out. He tried to tell a story, to share a little glory, to talk about the heavenly ground. Even John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, but John couldn't write it all down. Even John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, so John couldn't write it all down. He must have gone a little weary, for no vocabulary was broad enough to spell it all out. He tried to tell a story, to share a little glory, to talk about the heavenly ground. Even John couldn't tell it, John couldn't spell it, John couldn't write it all down. But even John couldn't write it all down. I'm gonna show the put your hands together and help us out now. Here we go. He talked about a heaven where sins were forgiven. He said he heard a voice from above. To all that overcometh, God will dwell among us, never knowing